Both of you welcome. Now, I want to start this by comparing and contrasting the meme and AI stories, stocks, and people. So let's start with the stories. In the meme craze, Gunjan, it was grassroots traders rescuing nostalgic brands from hedge funds, right? I mean, it wasn't really so much about the fundamentals of the companies, but this is, AI, smarter software disrupting the pecking order in enterprise, chips, and search. From where you sit looking at how this is playing out, how similar or different is it?
I think there's some key differences, John. When you look at the data, it's been institutional and retail investors piling into this market. This is not all retail driven. As Pippa just told us, a lot of retail investors have kind of stepped off the sidelines and jumped into the market lately, turning to options. But there's also a lot of interest on Wall Street. Wall Street is all in on AI. They're really bullish on stocks like NVIDIA. And that's also what's driving these moves.
Mike, how significant is it that this one started with, institutions and retail seems to be following, at least with the fund flows?
It's definitely a change, and it reflects to me that retail is not that far removed from having been relatively burned by chasing a lot of the kind of bright, shiny objects in the market in the last year and a half, 2 years. I do think that the distinction you set up there, John, is important. The meme stock craze, if we're talking about the true original memes, it really was just this kind of us against them. We're going to essentially, punish the short sellers who seem like they're, inflicting some injustice on these companies. Whereas now, AI is a very open-ended technological disruption change. To me, it really more reflects something similar to what was going on coincident with the meme craze, which was the ARK Invest type disruptive tech move where that seemed like sky's the limit, but for different reasons.
Well, let's keep going on this, looking at the companies that are driving it. With the meme craze, the companies were AMC, Bed Bath & Beyond, GameStop, all of which had some certain kinds of challenges. We can see that reflected in what they've done since. But now this AI excitement is driven by NVIDIA, C3 AI, Supermicro, for example, which uses a lot of NVIDIA chips. Does the size, Gunjan, of these companies that are sort of the poster children of these movements matter?
I think it does. What's interesting, though, is that since the meme craze in 2021, there's just been this, this combination of activity. Stocks can go viral more quickly than ever before. Retail investors are more involved in the markets than they've ever been. And options trading has just hit record after record. So when we step back and ask ourselves, is this a meme trade? It's because all these factors can combine to drive just giant moves in stocks, whether it's a $1 trillion company like NVIDIA, or Tesla, or GameStop and AMC. And I think we saw this at play with the regional bank stocks, in March, where people were like, what is driving these insane moves in PacWest and Metropolitan Bank? And it's because, in part, you have these market structure forces that are driving big moves in big companies and small companies.